49ers Cal High Sports is presented by U.S. Bank. Life keeps moving. We're here for every step. U.S. Bank member, FDIC.
Next on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank, the very best in Bay Area high school sports. We'll see McClymonds take on Pittsburgh. Menlo Atherton battles Half Moon Bay, and Mitty takes on Serra.
Thrilling volleyball highlights with Los Altos and Los Gatos, water polo with Harker and Palo Alto, and the story of the Carondelet water polo goalie back in the pool after a serious surgery. It's all right now on 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We start this week in the East Bay League, where the San Ramon Valley Wolves put their perfect 4-0 record on the line against Amador Valley. The Wolves quarterback Luke Baker coming off a huge win last week.
Foothill is coming off a close loss last week and looking to rebound as the league season approaches. Foothill and San Ramon Valley Friday night.
Homecoming game at the Wolf Den as San Ramon Valley hosts Foothill. Ivan Garcia with the highlights. First drive of the game, Luke Baker steps back and throws a dart to Trevor Scott to get the Wolves on the board. PAT good, 7-0 SRV. Still in the first, Baker chills in the pocket, sees one-on-one coverage, and Scott catches the jump ball, loses it, and dives to make the catch. What concentration from Scott. 14-0 Wolves after one. Midway through the second, Austin Shelton nails a 26-yard field goal. SRV 17-0 at the half. Third quarter, Baker looking for his favorite connection, Scott, who makes an amazing fingertip catch. He has that dog in him. 24-0 Wolves. Later in the quarter, San Ramon Valley driving when Foothill's Cade Millard gets to the quarterback and Jake Patterson intercepts the ball near midfield. Falcons now in the red zone, and Eric Olson throws to a wide-open Chris Lawson to get Foothill on the board. PT good, cuts the lead 24-7 after 3. Falcons looking to make it a close game, looking downfield, but Will Catterton of the Wolves picks off the throw, weaves his way through traffic, avoids a tackle, almost runs over a teammate, and is finally brought down just a yard short of the end zone. Wolves hand the ball off to Nick Rivera, who punches it in, and that would do it. Baker and Scott both with an impressive hat trick in a 31-7 win over Foothill.
The Leland entourage, part of a huge crowd for the rivalry game, the Battle of the Den. No score late first, Pioneer driving, but stepping in front of the pass is Jay Jinguji, and that's a Jinguji pick six and a 6-0 Leland lead. Leland with the ball early second quarter, freshman Brandon Mann back to pass, firing over the middle to Ashawn Adesumali with a nice catch and great effort after the catch there for the Chargers. Later in the same drive, the Chargers are at the 1-yard line, but the ball is fumbled, and stooping over to pick it up is Anthony Stupenkoff, and Super Stuper is going to run 98 yards untouched, and Pioneer takes a 7-6 lead, but that didn't last long. On the ensuing kickoff, we get to spend some time with Miles Roberts. Miles running for Miles here as the state hurdles qualifier takes it 93 yards, heading to the house, and Leland has a 13-7 lead. Third quarter now, and here's Roberts again, and it's all smiles for Miles as he goes 56 yards for his second TD of the night, and Leland leads it 20-7. Pioneer trying to come back, but junior Aiden Schnitker is in the backfield for the Leland Chargers, and he gets a big sack. A nice defensive night for Aiden. Pioneer gets close as Hauser pump fakes and then fires over the middle into the end zone for Kyle Louie, and it's 20-14. But the Leland D coming up huge one more time. It's Aiden Hannigan getting the sack, and Leland using the ground game, defense, and special teams to win it and earn Almaden bragging rights.
Buckle up for this Peninsula Bay League match as Aragon hosts Hillsdale. First set, the Dons get off to a hot start as Jordan Lee bumps a beautiful ball to Sophie Rubenstein, and the sophomore tools it off the block attempt for one of her 18 kills in the match. On the other end, Rihanna Liu goes with an over-the-back set to Rachel Reed, and the senior unloads for the kill, but Aragon would set the tempo in set one as Jordan Lee feeds a pass to Isabella Barlotsky, and the senior spikes it down near the back line. Dons take set one, 25-14. Fighting Knights get into a groove late in set two. Ella Jensen with the hops as she times her jump perfectly to record the block. Moments later, Liu feeds a pass in the middle and Jensen finds the hardwood for the kill. Hillsdale wins set two, 25-23. Fighting Knights momentum would continue in the third set as Liu finds Natasha Abazadeh. The sophomore drops the hammer. Hillsdale takes set three, 25-17. Fourth set, and the Dons keep fighting. How about some defense from Jessica Castro-Viejo with this well-executed block, but Hillsdale responds back. Set the ball to Natasha Abazade, and number 13 will do the rest. One of her 12 kills in the match, but Aragon rallies late in the set. Lee sends a pass to Barlowski, and the senior finds the back line for one of her 13 kills. Dons force a fifth set, and Aragon keeps its foot on the gas. Lee delivers a pass to Grace Nye, and the senior goes up high and down hard for the exclamation point. What a match! Aragon hands Hillsdale its first league loss of the season, winning this match 3-2.
Adrian Soriano here in Lafayette as the Acalanes Dons take on Miramonte. The Mats on the attack early. Mary has it passing inside to Dania Innes, and Dania gets the one-timer to go. Now it's Megan Makinich lobbing it over to Mary Hassett, and Mary gets one of her 2 goals on the game. 3-0 Mats. But Acalanes answers back later in the quarter as Alexa Carter gets the backhand shot to go. 3-2 Miramonte after 1. Second quarter now, and Mary Hassett passes to Innes again, and Dania shows off the spin move and fires it home. 6-2 Miramonte at the half. Acalanes trying to rally back in the second half. Bruce Potter fires and hits from long distance, but Miramonte pulls away from there. Mary Hassett finds her sister Rosalie Hassett, and Rosalie shoots and scores for the goal. Now it's Mira Halder dumping it over to Ellie Belshaw, and Ellie finds the back of the net as Miramonte wins it 11-4. Dania Innes leading all scorers with 4 goals.
Each week, the Rikes Center helps us honor the Players of the Week.
The players announced in a wrap produced by the good folks at the Rikes Center. Here are this week's Gary Rikes Players of the Week.
Yeah. Nice. I'm just gonna get it. Coming to change the game from the jump. Let him bump, making a name. He's the one to be afraid of. Jacob Lane. Run. Everyone, it's safe to say it ain't safe to stay. He came to play. 155 yards with orangutans. Cannot hang. No, they cannot phase. Anyone here from the Warriors? Giving euphoria to everybody who wanna feel glorious. Breaking 2 tackles for a 28-yarder. That's electric. Just forget it if you mention the Chargers. Okay, gang, I'll pass it back to you later. But if you need a new savior, I got this dude who's Luke Baker. 381 yards on some Darth Vader lasers. 5 TDs to please these scouts wearing blazers. That's a banger. He's no stranger to the lights. Let him shine onto the field so we can feel the junior fight. Luke on the sky walking over these games. 42-14. Of course, these Lions are tame. Yeah. 49er Cal High. Players of the Week.
U.S. Bank presents the Coach of the Week each week.
Here is this week's announcement.
Hi, I'm 49ers fullback Kyle Juszczyk, here to announce this week's 49ers Prep presented by U.S. Bank Charlie Wiedemeyer Memorial Coach of the Week. This week's award goes to Amador Valley High School head coach Danny Jones. In the Battle of Pleasanton, the Amador Valley Dons came up with a big win over the Foothill Falcons. Both teams played a hard-fought game, but the Dons pulled it off in overtime to make them 3-1 on the season. Coach Jones will receive a grant from the 49ers Foundation for his accomplishments. Congratulations to Coach Jones, this week's 49ers Prep, presented by U.S. Bank, Charlie Wiedemeyer Memorial Coach of the Week.
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes every week.
Here's Dr. Michael Freehill with this week's tip.
A common injury sustained in both competitive athletes as well as weekend warriors is a shoulder dislocation. This is when the ball on the top of the arm, called the humerus, comes over the edge of the socket called the glenoid. In many instances, this will need to be reduced, meaning put back in place in an emergency room setting. Operative management is prescribed in the majority of cases depending on your age, but it's important to establish care with a sports medicine provider to understand the potential risks of another dislocation event.
Coming up, our CCS SunPower Electric game with opening night in the Peninsula Bay Division. It's undefeated Half Moon Bay and Menlo Atherton.
And girls volleyball with Alameda battling Bishop O'Dowd. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank.
The Cornerstone program at the Rikus Center is a multifaceted athletic performance program for college-bound and collegiate athletes. Cornerstone training focuses on high-level lifting, explosive strength training, and sport-specific movements. Speed training, 3D metrics with Proteus. Athletic movements, power and strength training, all done with experienced performance coaches. Got goals? Come to the Rikus Center.
Yeah, let's redo the basement.
Hello, home movie theater.
Spare bedroom.
Why not both? Use the U.S. Bank mobile app to apply for a home improvement loan. It's easy.
Wonderful, Alex.
Hey, that's what U.S. Bank is for. Anything else?
How about a loan for a bigger car? Our family is growing.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother's moving in with his 5 dogs.
Oh.
Hey-o!
And we're expecting.
Expecting what?
Help for today, planning for tomorrow. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
For nearly half a century, DevCon Construction has helped build the dreams of Bay Area schools. DevCon Construction buildings and fields are the foundation for many of our finest schools. The exceptional quality of our finished product is a big reason why we are ranked as the largest builder in Silicon Valley. The quality is what keeps our customers satisfied and wanting to use DevCon for their future projects. DevCon Construction, building our communities from schools to stadiums. Nearly half a century of quality service and a history of success.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By SunPower Electric, proud partner of the San Francisco 49ers. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California in orthopedics. By Service Champions, High Five Service, Champion Attitude, Service Champions. By Mattress Firm, the official sleep partner of the San Francisco 49ers. By Stevens Creek Chevrolet, find new roads. And by the Rikus Center, where goals and dreams become a reality.
The Half Moon Bay Cougars are off to a 4-0 start entering Bay Division play this week.
The Cougars taking on the very tough Menlo Atherton Bears. The Bears 2-2 after a very tough preseason schedule. This is our CCS SunPower Electric game. Our Adrian Soriano was there.
Electric game.
The Menlo Atherton Bears begin their quest for their 4th straight Peninsula Bay League title on the road against Half Moon Bay. But the Bears will have to play the Cougars on the road without Jurion Dickey, who is out with a right leg injury. So expect Alec Marshall to get additional targets in this game. Alec has 15 catches for 116 yards and 3 touchdowns so far on the season. Meanwhile, for Half Moon Bay, expect the Cougars to run the ball a lot with senior PJ Modena leading the attack. PJ is coming off a 285-yard, 3-touchdown performance against Mountain View last week. Who will start off Peninsula Bay League play at 1-0? Let's find out in our CCS SunPower Electric game. The Cougars driving early in the first give it to PJ Modena, who sneaks through the line, then turns on the Jets all the way inside the 25-yard line. Half Moon Bay will punch it in a few plays later, 8-0 Cougs. Half Moon Bay gets the ball back later in the quarter. Liam Harrington gives it to Owen Miller, who heaves it deep to a wide-open Kaiser net, who hauls it in and takes it inside the 5-yard line. Then a few plays later, give it to Modena again, and PJ plunges in for 6, 15-0 Half Moon Bay. But the Bears answer back with Sherrod Smith, who takes the handoff, finds a hole, and he is gone! 78 yards to the house as Menlo Atherton cuts the deficit to just 8 points to end the first quarter. M.A. knocking on the door again in the second, give it to Jordan Masui-Sui, who runs it up the middle and literally powers his way into the end zone. 15-14 Half Moon Bay at the half. The Bears jump ahead in the third, hand it to Smith again, and Sherrod finds the end zone for the second time as M.A. takes a 21-15 lead after 3. But the Cougars answer back in the fourth. Liam Harrington scrambles out of the pocket and connects with Owen Miller for the touchdown, 22-21 Half Moon Bay. The Cougars get the ball back after a fumble recovery, and it's Modena with the carry once again. PJ muscles his way out of a tackle, then carries 2 more defenders with him to move the chains. Half Moon Bay trying to cap the drive off with a field goal, but the kick is blocked by Sherrod Smith. Jono Price recovers the ball, and MA is back in business. The Bears looking to turn defense into offense. Billy Johnson gets the quick pass over to Price, who sheds a tackle and sprints all the way inside the 10-yard line. However, penalties would take the Bears out of the red zone. Then the Cougars get a stop on third down as Aiden Courtney gets the big-time sack. 4th and long for the Bears now, and the Hail Mary pass is batted away by Dio Lucido as Half Moon Bay hangs on to win it 22-21 to go to 1-0 in the Peninsula Bay League. Here's PJ Modena after the game.
We've been playing football now for, most of these guys have been playing football for 7 years, and it's just that bond and that Cougar pride that we have. The coaches are phenomenal. They help us in whatever we need, and I mean, this program is phenomenal. Coaching staff, people, the community, it just takes everybody in this community to put us all together and make us win games like this.
In Half Moon Bay with the CCS SunPower Electric game, I'm Adrian Soriano, 49ers Cal High Sports.
Dragons fly into the Hornets' nest as Alameda hosts Bishop O'Dowd. Ivan Garcia with the highlights. Jenna Kosniak bumps to Audrey Owabet, who gets the kill as Dragons take a 12-7 lead. It was all Bishop O'Dowd in the first. Kiara Fortenberry backsets to Owabet, and she finds the gap as Dragons take the first set 25-12. Amelia Badmajab on the serve, and she gets the ace. And watch as the Hornets players and fans do a cheer to celebrate. Second set tied at 7. But the Dragons started to heat up. Mahili McKay is more than okay with this bullseye shot. Bishop O'Dowd takes set 2, 25-17. Michelle Ganbatar with the short pass to Michaela Fitz, and the spike goes off the Dragons' hands, 19-15 Hornets. The third set was going back and forth. Dragons get the slam, but Emma Setiawan gets the dig. Kasha McCarty sends the ball over the net, and the Hornets get the set point. Dragons go on a run, but both teams exchange, getting to match point. Bishop O'Dowd with the point lead when Fortenberry sends a perfect shot to the corner of the hardwood to win the third set, 31-29. Bishop O'Dowd takes it in 3 sets to stay undefeated in the West Alameda County Foothill League.
Coach Sarah Johnson giving high fives to her Lady Mustangs as Monte Vista battles Foothill. First set, the Mollendijk duo gets into a groove as Natalie Mollendijk sends it over to Allison Mollendijk, who spikes it down for a point. Later in the set, Foothill moves the ball to the outside, but India White is there with the BLOCK. Mustangs take set 1, 25-19. But here come the Falcons. Catherine Salonga feeds a pass to Lulu Honegger, and the sophomore lays the hammer down. Then later in the set, Salonga with a nice behind-the-back set to Paige Bennett, who winds and fires for the kill. Falcons take set 2, 25-20. Third set now, Falcons on the move. Salonga finds Casey Burdick, who slams it down for one of her 13 kills. Back on the Mustangs, Natalie Mollendijk bumps it to Abby Krause, and she paints the back line for the kill. But the Falcons storm back as Helena Green times her jump perfectly to record the block, 25-20 Foothill. Mustangs not going down without a fight. Fourth set, feed it to Abby Krause, and she'll do the rest. 15 kills in the match, but the Falcons had the edge in this match. Match point, Salonga sets it over to Paige Bennett, and the junior unloads. 29 kills for Paige Bennett as Foothill improves to 5-2 in the East Bay League, beating the Mustangs 3-1.
Service Champions is the champion when it comes to HVAC sales and championship service.
This week's Service Champion Student Spotlight is Liliana Delgadillo from the Hillsdale volleyball team. On campus, Liliana is part of leadership where she works to organize activities and events for Hillsdale High. She's also on the athletics commission, making sure student athletes are appreciated for their hard work. Congrats to Liliana on all her hard work. Stevens Creek Chevrolet brings us the Spirit Corner every week.
This celebrates the great work done by these Spirit squads all around the Bay Area. Here is the cheer team from Livermore.
She come through the club looking for a good time. Gonna make that shake that money on a dime. Don't need a sugar daddy, she can work it just fine. Up on the table, she'll be dancing all night. All night. Baby, no, just comes alive. Get it up, won't let you rest. Get it up, this is not a test. Get it up, gotta give me your best. So get your hands up, show me how you relax.
Coming up, 2 undefeated teams squaring off as Lincoln meets Branham.
But first, here is our Cupertino Electric Power Rankings for volleyball.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Kids these days, they're curious, kind, and resilient. A generation of givers and doers, kids these days are redefining what it means to show their true colors and shine bright. That's why at Clover the Rainbow, we're committed to providing families with nutritious, organic, American Humane certified smoothies. And now, organic lactose-free whole milk and organic DHA omega-3 plus choline milk. Clover the Rainbow, power your brilliance.
From the beginning, MeriWest Credit Union was created to provide a brighter financial future for you. We work hard for our members because they're our greatest strength.
MeriWest worked for me when I needed an auto loan for my first car.
When I need to make a mobile payment, MeriWest works for me.
Put our premier savings account to work for you, now paying up to 25 times the national average. MeriWest Credit Union, working for you today, tomorrow, together.
Join us on the ice for the Bay Area's hottest sport. High school ice hockey leagues are forming now for the upcoming season. Be part of this fast-moving, hard-hitting, crazy, exciting game. You can join as part of your high school team or sign up to be assigned to a team. Games are played at Sharks Ice locations all around the Bay Area. Jump in anytime and join your friends on the ice. Be a part of Bay Area high school hockey. Contact Sharks Ice for more details and get into the game today.
We are the Monte Vista Mustangs, and you're watching 49er Acalanes Sports, presented by US Bank.
We are back with an interesting matchup in the South Bay as the undefeated Branham Bruins take on Lincoln. The Bruins featuring outstanding senior quarterback Will Augenstein, who's rushed for 890 yards in 5 games this season.
Lincoln is also undefeated at 4-0. The Lions have outstanding senior quarterback Taden Phillips, who has thrown for 617 yards in 4 games. You might remember we featured Taden on the show last season. Taden and the Lions taking on Branham this week.
The Lincoln Marching Band entering the field as the Lions host Branham. The Lions at the 21 hand it to Salvador Espinosa, who turns the corner, stays in bounds just short of the end zone. The Lions score a short time later, 7-0 in the first. The Bruins trying to tie the score, but look at Taden Phillips in the end zone with a leaping interception to kill the Bruins' drive. Now here's the multi-talented Phillips at quarterback, throwing to Espinosa this time for a nice gain. We turn to the second quarter now as Phillips heaves this one high and deep, and coming down with it is the freshman little brother Kyan Phillips. Nice play there. The Lions get into the end zone on this 12-yard Espinosa run, 13-0 Lincoln Lions. More Lions later in the second as Phillips rolls into the end zone to make it 25-0. Late second now, Lincoln driving again as Phillips throws outside to Kyan again for a Lions first down. Nice pass and catch. And now Taden back to throw, looking, and then decides to run it up the middle, and another Lincoln score, 33-0 into halftime. Going to the third quarter now, and Branham gets on the board as Elias Antillian dives in, but Lincoln dominates in this one, going to 5-0 on the season, starting Mount Hamilton Division play next week. The Pally fans getting set for their Vikings taking on Harker. Pally on top, early toss it into the hole for Julian Chow, who makes a terrific move to get free and fire at home. More Pally as Will Baxtrano on the wing, pump fakes and fires, and the Vikings have a 3-2 lead. This time Pally's Baxtrano with a nice pass and one-timer from Chow, who had a great game for the Vikings. Harker fighting back. The pass goes to Thomas Wisdom, who skips it home. A terrific shot there, cutting the Pally lead to 5-3. But Pally senior Ian Johnson was a rock in the net for the Vikings. Ian with a fine save there. Harker does get one here as Viam Vidyarthi passes to Lachlan Rossi, who skips it in. But Pally takes off from there. Will Rowell up high thinking about it and then decides to fire as the shot clock winds down, and that worked well for Will. Then on the break, this is Yvonne Elzerman going one-on-one with the goalie, and he scores as Palo Alto wins at 10-5. A huge game for Julian Chow with 5 goals for the victorious Vikings.
U.S. Bank brings us stories of athletes who inspire us.
Tonight we meet the Carondelet water polo goalie, Heather Hutchcroft. Heather is back in the pool this season after a major back surgery last year. We do show some of the surgery here to show how amazing it is what Heather has overcome. There was no pain and suffering, no major signs Heather Hutchcroft was having her body turn against her. It was a normal day at the pool when her teammates noticed something wrong.
Well, Heather was at swim practice, and I guess she was touching her toes. She was bending over on the blocks, and one of her teammates said, "Heather, your back looks really weird." So she kind of looked at it, and so she came home that night and said, somebody said my back looks really strange. I took a look at it and said, "Oh my God, something's wrong."
It was pretty surprising. I didn't realize how bad it was because I just passed a sports clearance physical right before that, and it was just pretty sudden overall.
All of this was discovered during the pandemic. After a remote call with a doctor, Heather went in for x-rays showing exactly how bad it was.
And sure enough, she had a 50+ degree curve and then two 30+ degree curves in her back.
Because the scoliosis was not discovered for such a long time, the only solution was an invasive surgery to straighten the spine.
It was a lot of excitement and anticipation towards it because it was gonna change my life for the rest of my life. And the fact that it was a couple weeks away was so exciting, but there was so much stuff wrapped around with it.
Wrapped around with it was the possibility the surgery could go wrong.
There was obviously a chance that I could get paralyzed. It's pretty small. I have a little bit of nerve damage, but that's normal. I just have a couple numb spots, but other than that, everything went really well.
The surgery took 4 hours and was a great success. Heather was able to walk with a walker the very next day, but then came the long, tedious rehab. Heather trying to get back all of her skills as a top water polo goalie. Heather says it was tough at times mentally and physically, but 12 months later, Heather is now back to full strength and performing as well as she did before the surgery.
She said, "Dad, it's been really hard for me. It's been incredibly hard, but I've come through this, I think, a much stronger person." And it's I could have never been more proud of her than when she told me that.
What pushed Heather every day was the goal of getting back in the pool as a goalie.
Honestly, I feel I coped with it a lot with humor and stuff because I thought it was pretty funny that my spine was a little bit bent. But I had a great group of friends who supported me through all of it, and as well as my teammates.
I think the team was a good support system for her. I think it was one of the biggest support systems for her because, as she mentioned, she said that she loved the sport, and that was one of the main reasons why she wanted to come back.
The comeback is now complete, with Heather a big part of this Carondelet water polo team. A team having great success this fall, partly motivated by what Heather has accomplished.
Well, I think it gives them a sense of I'm not even going through that, and I need to be able to work harder and push myself a little bit harder. If she can do this, then I should be able to get through practice without complaining or, push myself just a little bit harder.
With the twists and turns in her back now healed, Heather is 2 inches taller with a straight path to future success. Just a junior, Heather has one more season at Carondelet next year. Meantime, the Cougars are doing very well right now with Heather's help.
The before and after pictures were just crazy.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Amazing. Mira West Credit Union honors teachers every week with the Mira West Merit Award.
Here's Taden Phillips, who we just saw from Lincoln, talking about his favorite teacher, Raymond Ishimoto.
My favorite teacher of all time had to be Mr. Ishimoto, my math teacher my freshman year. He's super funny, man. He gets kids to actually do work. He doesn't discourage them and always looking to help the next kid.
Coming up, our Mattress Firm Perfect Match. It's a De Anza Division volleyball showdown with Los Altos and Los Gatos in a marathon thriller.
And Vallejo takes on undefeated Doherty Valley as 49ers Cal High Sports presented by U.S. Bank continues.
Everyone can learn. Sometimes it's the teacher who makes all the difference. At Math Enrichment, we use only top-rated credentialed teachers. Our fully accredited WASC schools allow you to move up to advanced classes in high school and get high school credit. Math Enrichment has fun, recreational activities helping to make your math experience a joy. You can learn even advanced math, and we can help make it happen. Sign up at mathenrichment.net or at one of our many Bay Area locations. Use the Cal High promo code for the best possible price.
Young Tommy was born a champion and always up for a challenge. He pursued the patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills he still uses today at Service Champions. We're now offering $88 AC tune-ups with a free water heater safety inspection. High-five service, champion attitude. Your comfort is a puzzle that Service Champions will solve. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
Brought your baseball glove to basketball practice, but turned out to be football practice? Game on, junk sleep. During Mattress Firm's Sleeping Spree event, save up to $500 plus get a free adjustable base with 2 free bedding items. You can't put a price on good sleep, but it's better on sale. Only at Mattress Firm.
49ers Cal High Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Lexus of Stevens Creek, we get it. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. By Sharks Eyes, the official practice facility of the San Jose Sharks and home of the San Jose Barracuda. By Mary West Credit Union, working for you today, tomorrow, together. By DevCon, build, perform, design, sustain. And by Math Enrichment, learn, achieve, have fun.
Every week, Mattress Firm helps us find a great match on the field or court, just like they try and find a great match for you and a mattress. This week, it's a great volleyball matchup with the Anza Division rivals Los Altos and Los Gatos. The Eagles from Los Altos feature amazing 6-foot freshman Avaya Russo.
That's right. Los Gatos has a very talented Hannah Slover. The senior is a state champion in high jump and jumps really high to play volleyball. A Anza Division showdown in the Mattress Firm Perfect Match.
Wildcats host the Eagles on the hardwood in a back-and-forth battle. Ivan Garcia with the highlights. Eagles up by 5 in the first set. Megan Wong sets to Avia Russo, who gets up high and slams the ball down for the point. Wildcats get back in the first set after Molly Vanderbosch calls for it and sends a perfect pass to Nicole Steiner, and the vicious hit finds the hardwood to cut the lead 18-16. But Los Altos would score 4 straight. Lila Marble comes up with the block as the Eagles take the first set 25-19. The Wildcats pounce back in the second set. Sarah Herman gets the dig. Maya Walker sets to Emma Lawler, and the spike could not be returned. 16-8 Los Gatos. Set point for Los Gatos. Walker again with the set. This time it's Allison Black on the attack. Los Gatos take set 2, 25-15. If you love defense, watch as the ball gets tipped. Kara Dodd with the quick reflexes, and Walker finds a gap to tie the third set at 8. Now it's the Eagles with some great defense. Shannon McCabe with an incredible one-handed save. Caitlin Lee gets the smoking kill as Los Altos goes up by 1. Eagles still in the lead, and Russo, the freshman, hits a perfectly placed spike. Los Altos takes set 3, 25-21. Fourth set was going back and forth, tied at 17. Lee gets up, and the captain thunders it down. Set tied again at 20, but in case no one has noticed, Russo is really good, and she gets one of her 17 kills of the match. But the Wildcats on the brink of elimination score 4 straight, including this snipe shot by Lawler that stays just in bounds, and we are going to a 5th set. Eagles grab the lead and would not look back. Russo again with a powerful slam to cap off an amazing game. Have yourself a night. Eagles take the 5th set 15-12. Superstar Russo talks about the goal for the rest of the season.
Win. Win. Do well in CCS.
The Doherty Valley Band entertaining the crowd as we get set for the Wildcats in Vallejo. First quarter, the Cats' Aditya Ved hands it on the jet sweep to Arian Gower. 7 yards for number 7 and a 14-0 Doherty lead. After a Vallejo safety, Doherty driving again and again. It's Gower twisting through the defense for a nice gain. Later, same drive, Gower again scampering in from 5 yards out, and it's 22-0 Doherty Valley. Still in the first, and the Vallejo Redhawks hand it to Malachi Edmondson, and Malachi is fast, and the senior races 65 yards for the score, 23-6, Doherty still in the lead. Moments later, the Wildcats hand it to Andrew Abul-Sad, who busts through the line, and there is nothing but lovely green turf ahead of him. That's 90 yards from the line of scrimmage and a 30-6 Wildcat lead after Abul-Sad gets into the end zone. Vallejo gets one back in the third. Markel Cannon looks to be stopped, but somehow gets free and dives just into the end zone. But it was not nearly enough for the Red Hawks as Angel Brito delivering some punishment as Angel is in, and Doherty Valley stays undefeated at 6-0 on the season. A big game on the ground for Gower and Abul-Sad.
Lexus of Stevens Creek brings us the Volunteer Award each week, celebrating young people who donate their time to do good work in their communities.
This week's Volunteer Award goes to Amelia Kopp from Mountain View High School. Amelia volunteers her time at the Los Altos Discovery Shop, where she helps organize an event once a month selling clothes and accessories to teenagers to help benefit the American Cancer Society. Amelia talks about why it's so important to volunteer.
Well, I think I initially started volunteering because I wanted to promote the availability and affordability of vintage clothes to teens. I think it's really difficult to find affordable clothes that are stylish and trendy. And so by taking a lot of these clothes that are already going to be redonated and selling them at a great price.
Gallo Salami salutes top athletes looking to play beyond high school.
This week's Gallo Salami Big Salami is Carter Shaw from Sacred Heart Prep. Carter is the son of Stanford football head coach David Shaw and has offers from San Jose State, Dartmouth, Yale, and of course Stanford.
Coming up to the peninsula we go for Aragon and Burlingame.
And big time girls water polo with Los Gatos and Castilleja. You're watching 49ers Cali Sports presented by US Bank. We are back at the NBC Sports Studio with more action from the Peninsula League Bay Division. The Burlingame Panthers looking to open league play with their senior quarterback Liam Friedman throwing 361 yards this season.
Yeah, and the Panthers taking on a 3-1 Aragon team with Dylan Daniel at quarterback. The Dons and Panthers Thursday night.
The Burlingame Panthers take on the Aragon Dons. Nikon Shadust on the call. First quarter, Panthers hand it to Lucas Haybelt, who carries a few defenders with him to move the chains. Same drive, Liam Friedman rolls out and connects with Zach Shapiro, who breaks free and says, "See you later, alligators," for a long Burlingame Panthers touchdown. The PAT is good, and it's 7-0 Burlingame. Here come the Dons now on third down. It's John Hickey on the bootleg, finding Lucas Peschke to keep the drive alive. The Dons cap off the drive with a 41-yard field goal as Cole Smith splits the 6. 7-3 Burlingame at the half. Third quarter, Dons on the move. Hickey scrambles and finds Lloyd Walters, and he stays up and gets a huge pickup for Aragon in enemy territory to end the third. Fourth quarter, same drive. Amiza Tanielu gets the carry and plows his way in for a Dons touchdown, 10-7 Aragon. Under 20 seconds left, Burlingame with some trickery as the running back Joey Naraki airs it out to Lucas Haybelt for the TD. 14-10 Panthers, one final shot for Aragon with 8 seconds to go, and the pass gets picked off by Zach Shapiro. Burlingame opens up league play with a road win, beating Aragon 14-10, Friedman with an impressive performance.
1-2-3 Gators as Castilleja takes on Los Gatos Tuesday night. The Wildcats get on the board first. Lily Van Putten fires and hits from long distance. 1-0 Los Gatos. But Castilleja answers back. Janet Mang passes to Annika Burks, who gets the skip shot to go. It's tied up at 2. Los Gatos comes right back. Julia Ernsting over to Ella Ralston. And the junior rockets at home. 5-3 Wildcats after 1. Second quarter now, and Carly Frangie swims past everybody and gets one of her 2 goals on the game. The Gators trying to stay in it. Cal McElhenney shoots and scores from long distance to cut the deficit to 3. Los Gatos responds on the other end. Ralston finds Abby Lockman inside, and Abby fires it home. 8-4 Wildcats at the half. Castilleja looking to rally back in the second half. Sydney Lowell fires and hits from long distance, but this game belongs to the Wildcats. Frangie over to Lily Van Putten, who fights off her defender and gets her 4th goal of the game as Los Gatos wins it 11-6 to go to 7-0 in the Santa Clara Valley, the Anza Division.
Math Enrichment is the Bay Area leader in quality tutoring to help you become a Scholar Athlete.
So Math Enrichment brings us the Scholar Athlete Award each week. This week's Scholar Athlete is Sean Murphy from Concord High. Sean, great on the field and in the classroom with a 4.8 GPA.
Albany's Construction is back with us again this year, presenting the Dirty Work Play.
This is a play showing the type of grit and determination shown by all of the workers at Albany's Construction. This week's Dirty Work Play goes to the special team squad from Amador Valley. The Dons with the blocked field goal attempt. That block sending the game into overtime, and the Dons finally do win the game. The Amador Valley special team squad doing the dirty work just like Albany's construction. Please join us on our social media for great videos and lots of information. We're big on Instagram and growing on TikTok, so check us out.
That's right. Remember, you can order videos from any of the games played on our shows. Click on the QR code on your screen to order.
Coming up, our second SunPower Electric game as McClymonds meets Pittsburgh.
And later, it's Mitty taking on Bay Area's top-ranked team, Serra, as 49ers Cal High Sports, presented by U.S. Bank, rolls along.
This tiny payment thing is a giant pain. Hi, ladies. Alex from U.S. Bank. Can she help? How about a comprehensive point-of-sale system that can track inventory, manage schedules, and customize orders? That's what U.S. Bank Business Essentials is for. What about a new oven? Can U.S. Bank help us there? We can serve loans in as fast as 12 minutes. That would be a big help. Huge. Jumbo. Ginormous.
Finding ways to make your business boom. That's what U.S. Bank is for. We'll get there together.
The Reicha Center's Community Service Program in Menlo Park provides a unique opportunity for you to gain valuable leadership and life skills while working in a diverse and exciting environment. Whether you're looking to complete school service hours, gain relevant experience for a job or college, or immerse yourself in all the Reicha Center has to offer, our Community Service Program gives you the opportunity to engage your community, make meaningful human connections, and learn new skills in athletic fitness, creative arts, and nature awareness. Got goals? Come to the Reicha Center.
1, 2, 3.
Get ready to cheer for your next new or used car at Stevens Creek Chevrolet.
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
We're ready to make your buying experience safe and easy. Come to our dealership to see and test drive one of hundreds of great Chevrolet cars and trucks. Or you can go online to shop, order, and have your new car delivered right to your door. So get fired up for a great deal right here at
Stevens Creek Chevrolet!
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. SF Niners, we just win. SF Niners, we just win. I'm from that field, I'm from that field. 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 I'm from that field.
We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi's Stadium. Our second SunPower Electric game features two of the Bay Area's very best teams, Pittsburgh and McClymonds. The Pirates with a ton of D1 talent with a 3-1 record.
Mac comes in at 3-0 and looking to keep their record perfect in the game played at Pitt. It's our second SunPower Electric game tonight. Our Jake Vanderbrook was there.
Electric game.
Pittsburgh and McClymonds were supposed to play each other last year in the regular season, but the game was canceled due to COVID. But now the wait is over as two of the Bay Area's best battle it out. For Pittsburgh, keep an eye on Rashid Williams. The Washington-bound senior will look to have a big game. He already has 4 touchdowns thus far. And for McClymonds, be on the lookout for Malik Richardson. The senior leads the team in both sacks and total tackles. It's 3-1 Pittsburgh taking on 3-0 McClymonds in our second SunPower Electric game. We're starting off with special teams. First quarter, Tajir Golden finds an opening down the far sideline, shakes off a tackle, and returns his punt 60 yards for a Warriors touchdown. How about that? 7-zip Mac. Here comes Pittsburgh. Jaden Rashada on a 1-step drop, takes a shot to the end zone, and finds Kai Taylor for a Pirates touchdown. All tied to 7 after 1. Second quarter, Pirates in the red zone, give it to Elijah Bowen. The sophomore squeezes his way in from a yard out, tack on the 2-point conversion, 15-7 Pitt. But the Warriors respond with an explosive play. Here is Javian Thomas, finds a huge gap, and the Jet is loose. 63 yards to the house. Warriors cut the deficit to 1, but Pitt scores just before the half as Rashada throws a quick pass to Kai Taylor, sprints to the near sideline, stiff arms a defender for a 33-yard touchdown. 22-14 Pitt at the half. Third quarter, Pitt looking to march down the field, but the pass gets picked off by Tony Hamilton III, giving McClymonds excellent field position, and the Warriors would capitalize off the turnover. Warriors run the Wildcat. Ferrari Miller hands it off to Thomas, and he'll make his way in for a 3-yard score. Mack now trails 22-21. Over 4 minutes left in the third. Rashada with a quick pass over the Buddha Boy Jr., and you can kiss him goodbye. A 44-yard touchdown for the senior, and it's 29-21. McClymonds would try to answer, but the ball is out. Buddha Boyd Jr. recovers the rock. Two phenomenal plays by Buddha. The Pirates tack on a touchdown and a field goal late to seal the deal as Pittsburgh improves to 4-1 on the season, beating McClymonds 39-21.
It means a lot, man. Folsom, it was a big game. We lost it, unfortunately, but we came out and bounced back in a bye week, and we had to do what we had to do out here.
In Pittsburgh with the SunPower Electric game, I'm Jake Vanderbrook, 49ers, Cali Sports.
Back to Lafayette now as Acalanes takes on Miramonte Thursday night. The Mats get on the board first. The first shot is saved, but Henry Engs gets the second chance to go. 1-0 Miramonte. But Acalanes comes right back. Miguel Strittmatter passes to Austin Bishop, who fires it past the keeper. It's tied up at 1 after 1. The Dons take the lead in the second. Tommy Gallagher over to Strittmatter, who shoots it off the post and into the net. 2-1 Acalanes. Miramonte answers back later in the quarter as Brian Edelin skips one to the back of the net, and this game is tied at 4. The Mats on the attack again. Oliver Sherwood finds a wide open Grant Kurtz, who shoots and scores for the goal. 7-4 Miramonte at the half. Miramonte pulls away in the second half. Mateo Petty passing inside to Griff Tunney, who gets one of his 3 goals on the game. Now it's Petty again with the pass, this time to a wide open Oliver Sherwood, and Oliver fires it home as Miramonte wins it 16-8. Grant Kurtz leading the charge with 6 goals.
The volleyball squad from Mercy Burlingame is having a fine season.
The girls talking about their season with our Jake Vanderbrook this week at the Rikus Center.
We are here at the Rikus Center for Human Enhancement, where goals are achieved. Got goals? And we are here with the girls varsity volleyball team from Mercy Burlingame High School. And we're going to start off with Anna Snigarenko, a senior. Now, Anna, this team is 11-5 overall. What's been clicking for you guys thus far?
Yeah, so we get along really, really well, and we have really great team chemistry, and we're just very positive and motivating towards each other on and off the court.
Yeah, absolutely. And over to Kate Callaghy, who's also a senior. Now, Kate, talk about the team bonding and, you know, what you guys do to keep each other in check come match day.
Well, we're a really big group of friends, and we love to hang out. So we always get food before games, and before every game, we take a moment in a quiet place where we talk about our goals for ourselves and our team.
Yeah, you just mentioned a little bit about goals. What are the expectations for this team, especially come league play now?
Make sure we communicate with each other, because that's usually our biggest thing, and always there to support each other.
Absolutely. And finally, over to Cecilia Murray. What does this team mean to you?
Well, it's very special to be a part of this team, to be able to play with my friends and have the support of our community behind us.
Absolutely. Ladies, best of luck to you the rest of the way. Now, take us out with a cheer.
Mercy on 3, 1, 2, 3, Mercy!
Coming up, the West Catholic League Showdown with Mitty and Serra.
But first, here is our Cupertino Electric Power Rankings for football.
The Serra Padres are #1 in the Bay Area and looking very strong this year. The Padres led by outstanding junior quarterback Malawaki Smith and his 217 yards a game through the air.
Yeah, the Padres meeting a Mitty team also 4-0 this season. The Monarchs have senior quarterback Wills Towers, who is also throwing for better than 200 yards a game. A West Catholic League battle for first place this week.
Serra and Mitty, 2 undefeated West Catholic teams. Something's got to give. Halfway through the first, Malawaki Smith avoids the tackles, then points and launches into the sky, and it falls into the arms of Grant McGovern. The 39-yard pass gets the Padres in the red zone, and then Smith flips to Jabari Mann, and he muscles his way in to get Serra on the board. Then, almost halfway through the second, Malawaki Smith fires to Joseph Villaroman. He's brought down but hangs on. And then Smith, another one. The Rainbow finds Villaroman in the end zone for another dime. The Padres lead by 14 at halftime. Serra scores early again in the third, then late in the quarter. The throw is intercepted by Teddy Chung. He runs it back to midfield and starts off another great Padres possession. This time, Malawaki Smith to Grant McGovern through traffic. McGovern snags it, then hustles in for the score. Then in the fourth, Mitty with a nice series. Wills Towers hits Danny Scudero, and he hangs on to it to move the chains. And they'll definitely move them again with this one. Wills Towers lets it fly, and Ben Kim, contested, comes down and hangs on to the 45-yard pass. Then A.J. Senezal finishes it off, pushes his way in, Mitty on the board. The Padres will tack on one more, though. Malachi Gastrock takes the handoff and sprints into the end zone. The Serra Padres improve to a perfect 5-0 with their 35-7 win.
The Harker School helps us honor the people who mentor the high school stars we feature each week.
Here's Katie Callaghy from Mercy Burlingame talking about her mom.
My mom has always pushed me really hard, and she supports everything I do. And she actually went to Mercy and played volleyball, so she kind of has firsthand experience on what this is about.
Brought to you by the Harker School, last week seniors and fifth graders reunited at the upper school campus for their first Eagle Buddies meeting of the year. The program connects lower school and upper school students to provide opportunities for younger and older students to get to know each other. At Harker, transitional kindergarten through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
DGDG.com wants you to be a happy car buyer, so each week we show you the Be Happy play.
This week's Be Happy play goes to the Half Moon Bay Cougars as Dio Lucido bats down the Hail Mary pass, and the Cougars hang on to win a thriller over league rival Menlo Atherton. Go to DGDG.com to find out how you can be a happy car buyer. Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. We'll see which play gets it next.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Reagan Center.
My name is Marshawn Smith. I'm a freshman basketball player at Mississippi Valley State University. I'm thankful for the Riker Center for the help to prepare me to become the freshman basketball player of the year. Here's the Riker Center training tip of the week.
I'm Manager Havili. Today's training tip is a single arm cable press. Courtney's going to start with cable in the right hand, right foot back. She's going to press and rotate at the same time, because as this is a chest and shoulder exercise, it's also a rotational core piece. The weight is also pulling her backwards, so she has to use your core to stabilize that too.
Service by Medallion brings us the play of the week every week.
We show you some contenders and then name the play we thought was the very best.
Play of the week.
We start at Los Gatos with Kira Dodd with a brilliant dig. Then Maya Walker dumps it over for the point. We go to the football field now for Leland's Miles Roberts. Miles running for Miles. 93 yards for the touchdown. Is that Devin Hesser I'm watching? No, ladies and gents, that's Miles Roberts. Remember the name. How about Alexa Carter from Acalanes with a backhand shot for the goal? That was nice. But here's one better. San Ramon Valley's Trevor Scott making the catch, loses control, tips it to himself, and comes up with it. Wow! But the play of the week has to go to Tayden Phillips from Lincoln. Tayden looking like Odell Beckham Jr. with that pick. Let's see it in slow-mo now. Tayden Phillips, you just won the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that's our show for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Bronstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. 49ers sac-hi Sports is up next, so stick around to see the league races. They are red hot. You'll see Oak Ridge and Folsom battle it out coming up next.